thought it was a phenomenal performance all around from our guys. As we talked about yesterday when we were sitting in here late in the evening, the kind of heart and resiliency that these two guys here and everyone else in that clubhouse shows day in and day out. I'm not going to say at all I was surprised the way they went about their business, because they work too hard, they care too much, that they were going to come out here and give it everything they had. And we saw that from both guys that took the mound today. Just an incredible performance. Auburn is a solid club, no doubt about it. And you got to play really clean baseball in order to come out on top. Oh, thank you. And it's also, I think all of us are extremely grateful for Beaver Nation and the support. I mean, that you can feel the place shaken from the environment here, and the the fans starting chants and claps and hollering and getting on top of everything. You can tell it provides a ton of energy and excitement. And I was telling Ben's been here 1 year, and to watch someone transform into a true Beav like this guy has in 1 year has been remarkable. That guy through and through is a Beav, and he cares so stinking much. And I think if I would have went out there or sent Dora, I definitely wasn't going to go out there and take him out. But if I would have sent Dora would have disappeared and said, no shot. You know, and regardless, you know, there's a guy behind him that was hot and ready to go if any trouble came about. But Ben was just looking sharp, man. He looked in control.
Questions? Got all kinds front row here.
Mitch, obviously, Coop came out with a trainer there when you pulled him in. I believe it was the 6th. Was he just starting to feel kind of what he was feeling yesterday?
Yeah, a bit fatigued. You know, you could see a little bit. He was really battling, but his body's good. You know, it wasn't nothing like anything to be worried about. You know, short rest and being under the weather and everything to go out there and did what he did today was extremely impressive. Mixing pitches early, working inside, doubling up on his slider. If he missed, he made a quick adjustment. Working down the zone. They had one inning where they were squaring some balls up on him, but to continue to keep going back out there, I think at that point, he emptied his tank today. He gave everything, and, having everyone chant his name and him to go back out there, and I'd say his last start here at Goss, that was a very special moment. He's going to remember that for the rest of his life.
Mitch, can you give us some insight into his, did you know he was starting this morning? When did you find out he was going to be able to go? And then
when he's not feeling well, obviously yesterday and pushing it to today, still wasn't feeling that great, but when you get up in the morning and you say I'm taking the ball, and that's the message that he's delivering to us, then he's got it.
So he told you this morning?
Yeah, he communicated with the coaches and everyone. He was feeling quite a bit better, and so that's the guy you want.
Yeah, and then how would you describe just his his last 24 hours and him able to clutch up and deliver in that manner? Can you put it into words?
As I said at the beginning of this, I don't think any of us are the least bit surprised. Whatever kind of adversity is in front of him and really any of these guys in the clubhouse, they're going to welcome it with open arms. And he's never going to be a guy that's going to sit there and complain or say how under the weather he was feeling. He ain't never going to make excuses. I don't think any of them ever will. They're just going to go out there and do their job, and if they get bopped around, they're not going to point fingers or anything. They're just going to say, I should have been better. Mm-hmm. And even today, to go out there and do what he did, who knew, that he was going to go that deep, going, 88 pitches, and being as sharp as he was, and how he's firing the ball around, and just the way he walked on and off the field. He wasn't going to let anything distract him from going out there and making sure he gave his best. And we saw that when first time he took the ball as a Beef. So
I guess Travis and Ben can you speak to how inspiring it was to see him deliver in that manner and play under those conditions?
I mean, Coop's our guy. He's been our guy all year. We obviously expected him to go out there and take the ball and do what he did. We had all the confidence in the world behind him, so just was another game with Coop for us.
Yeah, I think Coop's a true beav and has that real competitive nature. For him to be under the weather watching the game and watch us go down last night, he didn't want anything more than to come out and be the guy he's been all year and dominate. He has complete trust in all his pitches, and he went out there and showed why he's possibly the best pitcher in the country. So.
Mitch, the bunts that got you a run there in the fifth, the bunts from Drunetti and Boyd, how much do you guys work on bunting, and as a coach, how rewarding was that to see that hard work pay off?
How much do we work on bunting?
Fair bit.
Fair bit. All those little parts of the game, and we spend a lot of time on defense. Like I said before, Darwin loves him some defensive time, and so when you tell him you got 15 minutes of D work, and 35 minutes later he says just 10 more minutes, but when it comes to those small things in the game, I think we put quite a bit of effort into it for these big moments, and there were some opportunities there, especially getting the lineup moving. When you put the ball in play and you're doing something that gets the pitcher off the mound, it starts to create a little bit of disruption. It can speed the game up on others, but Boyd can leave the yard. Boyd can go gap to gap. He's got wheels, and to be able to put the ball on the ground like that, and I guess anyone in our lineup at any given time, if called on to put the ball on the ground like that, is going to do it. And to execute it in those situations, to put a guy in scoring position, puts a ton of pressure on the defense. I do believe as a catcher or anyone else on the field, the game's a lot easier mentally if nobody's on base, or if you're on first base, it picks up a little bit. But when you put a guy in scoring position, one mistake can cost you a run or more. So I think that's very selfless of our guys to, put it down and make the ball, make them make a play on us, and it helped us get a run.
And Travis, there in the sixth inning, you get the walk, you get on base, you end up, stealing second. How much was that just you being aggressive, or just kind of following the game plan, and kind of take us through, that getting you to home there?
Yeah, so I had a good idea that the guy on the bump wasn't very quick to the plate, and they hadn't been picking off very much this series, probably due to their catch and throw ability. He's pretty elite, as we saw early in the game with Boyd. And so I was just trying to get a real moving lead and time him up and get second base and put myself in scoring position in that situation in the game. So I think it was 2 out, and me being in scoring position for Duke to get a base hit was a huge thing. So I was confident they weren't going to pick, and ultimately I'm not looking to go and have him step off there. So I broke a little bit early, but he held longer than a lot of guys do. So I was just trying to be aggressive and make something happen, and it paid off.
Hey, you had a different view of that one, Mitch.
I was calm. Yeah, I was calm. It's just very, like, a lot of our guys, especially with 2 outs, we got quite a bit of guys that have some speed. And when the 2 outs, the middle guys may be playing a little bit further back away from the bag. So it took everyone by surprise. Sometimes when you have that kind of jump, you can either get a really good jump and take it standing up, be in scoring position, great. But then to turn and throw when no one was covering, and then, allowing him to take the extra bag, that's the pressure that can come with it. And I think everyone who plays us knows that we have guys that can run, and they have to be ready for that at any given moment. Right out the chute, we're off and running. The guy made an excellent throw, put it right on the bag. A pretty good jump from Boyd, and then, we didn't run for a little bit there, but then picking it back up. So taking guys by surprise, I think at any given time, that's something we talk about, is being present on the base pass. And at any given moment, we saw Gretler over there at first. Gretler I don't think he has any bags, but he's over there working fake breaks and thinking about go, and that's something for those of us that aren't speedy hey, we're looking for balls in the dirt. We're trying to draw attention towards us so that maybe the catcher's coming up out of his stance and the ball deflects, or maybe he doesn't receive a ball that well and it blocks the umpire's view and it gets our guy into an advantage count. So if we're not fast, we're going to make people think we're fast. And if you're fast, you just take off whenever you want.
How good was Auburn's defense and outfield? They had the play from right field was going to run at home. They also had a couple top catches, diving catches that kind of reserve runs.
Yeah, a lot of great defense being played. Those guys made a handful of diving catches, and we're wondering if we use a review or not, but we have yet to have a review go our way. So we decided to hold on to those today. But, we've seen that really the last couple of weeks. Our guys are stinging some baseballs. Duke hit one to center, great play. Gav hit a two-strike, laser to left field, another diving play. But again, the resiliency to continue to go up there and put together great at-bats as opposed to put your head down and go, like, just things aren't going my way. They're eliminating that thought and continuing to hammer away at the rock. It was great to see. But that's what we're also prepared for, is everyone's going to go out there and play as hard as they can. They're going to make plays like that. We saw it against Vanderbilt. We had a handful of balls up against the track, and we were joking about it this week in batting practice. Every ball that was hit, Bradfield's there, he caught that one. Bradfield's there, and we're talking about line drives to shortstop. Bradfield's there, he caught that one. Elite level defender, and these guys showed that against us today as well.
Ben, you were effective. It looked like with the slider a lot. How much did you use that tonight, and how did you feel it went?
I used it a good bit. Obviously, it's been my go-to pitch all year. But, I felt good tonight. Was also able to get hitters off it with my other pitches. A lot of good heaters and change-ups, too, to keep them off balanced.
Ben, the other day at practice, you said when Coop came in on Monday, to kind of calm the team down. But tonight, that was your job. When did you realize that you were kind of in the zone and that you were going to finish the game?
As soon as I come in the game, I think no one's taking me out of it. I'm obviously in there to finish the job. That's just my mentality. It's my job to get outs for the team, and that's just what I go on to do.
Travis, you're just a freshman. This is your first time experiencing college baseball. What has it been like playing in regionals, playing in supers, and kind of living what everyone hopes to achieve?
Yeah, I think it's everything I chose to be a Beaver for. Tonight was just a showing of what Goss is about and what this culture and family is about. And you see Coop and Ben show true Beaver colors and just like go out there with grit and trust and confidence in the highest pressure situations. The fans were the loudest they've been all year in the biggest situations of the year. Coop gets a curtain call. It was just special, and it's what I came to do, is play playoff baseball, play to go to Omaha and win it all. And it was a really special night, and it's been great.
I remember when Travis took his visit here and he's sitting in the room right next to us, and when he was asked if he wanted to be here and given an opportunity to come to Oregon State, and he was holding back tears, he was so happy. I don't think he fully understood how special this place is, although he really wanted to be here. And he's mature enough that he wanted to make sure that he talked it over with his parents. He didn't get sped up. That's how you know you can trust a guy in big situations, when something he's wanted his whole life, to come here and be a Beav. And when given the opportunity, he still was composed enough to make sure that he was talking it over with his family. And at that moment, I knew it was like, that's a guy that we can definitely trust. And us as a coaching staff, we're proud of him. We're like, can't wait for him to get here on campus and change the lives of others and be an elite level performer on the field and off the field.
Trav, how would you describe the position you guys are in and what you have in front of you for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think tonight showed the energy and grit that we need to bring every single inning, every single pitch for the rest of the season. We're in the driver's seat going into tomorrow. Goss is going to bring it. We just got to bring our A game and go out and win pitches and play with confidence, play loose, play with confidence. And I think that's one of the best things we did today is I didn't think we played tight, and our backs were against the wall. And, yeah, we're going to go out and do it tomorrow. So.
Hey, Mitch, I wonder if you had a moment with Coop afterwards, what you said to him.
I'm pretty quiet. I mean, one of those things like, you know, you're extremely proud of him. I'm extremely proud of this guy, all of them really, but, you know, at that moment, I think watching him get embraced by the rest of his brothers was special. I didn't want to step in the middle of that. I wanted him to soak it in. I wanted him to get his hugs with all those guys, and you know, you kind of step back and you don't want to get too emotional over it. But you know, it's probably the last time. That's last time. It is the last time that he's going to be out there, except for maybe an alumni event, pitching at Goss, and you know, you just get so excited for him. You're so proud of him. You've watched this kid for the last several years grow and go through so many different things, and to be like as a coach or as like a parent, you know that you could trust that he's going to go out for the rest of his life and be successful because of how much he's grown and his heart. And so, you know, it's one of those. I guess it took my dad a long time to look at me and go, "I love you, son." You know, and that first time he says that, it means a lot. And I look at that kid, and you're just so stinking proud of him. But I just gave him nuts, smiled at him, and then really, you know, go on and finish the game. So, but it was really special to watch everybody else go out and embrace him, and to watch our fans that were here tonight do that.
Hey, Travis, I've seen some of your family members, on Twitter just talking about how they've been watching the games, even with the crazy time difference and everything. So how much have you felt the support from back home, even with them being so far away and the crazy time changes and all that?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. My family wishes they were here, and I'm pretty sure my dad's watched every minute of every game, probably most of it at his work desk. But yeah, it's special. They're behind me. Lots of constant support, FaceTime calls, whatever it is. But on a bigger note, like, the baseball community in Australia is pretty small. Not that small, but it's tight-knit, and I'm getting a lot of support from a lot of the guys I used to play with, guys that have been to college baseball, pro baseball, coaches, and everyone's behind me and watching American college baseball at the highest level and loving it. So it's a lot of support, and it's great.
Mitch Canham is your starter tomorrow.
We're gonna go sit down and chat about that. Not sure yet. We got a couple options. I mean, Kamatz also can handle it. Jaron Hunter can handle it. But it's game 3, man. Everyone on deck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.